Jackson and Paul Smith in the backfield for the Rams. Bulger throws incomplete. Looked like Isaac Bruce fell down. He got tangled up with Jamar Fletcher, who is starting at left cornerback in place of the injured Fernando Bryant.
Sammy, here's the guy that makes it go for the Rams offense. It's about Steven Jackson, their running back. It really is, and he's off to a very good start this year. I think with Marshall Faulk now on injured reserve and out of the way, Steven Jackson with his first 1,000-yard season last year, I think you'll really see him take off, put up big numbers this year.
6 defensive backs in for the Lions. Bulger out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Kevin Curtis is in. He's hit as he throws. He's going for Isaac Bruce, makes the adjustment, and the catch is good. Isaac Bruce at the 31-yard line of the Lions as he spun Jamar Fletcher around and made the catch on him.
That's just a terrific adjustment by Isaac Bruce. Here they are out here in one-on-one coverage. You see that the Lions are coming with the blitz. Fletcher just never located that ball. I mean, his cue is when that receiver turns his head, you got to find it.
Steven Jackson spins for about 2 yards. That was a 33-yard pass play from Bulger to Bruce. Ernie Sims makes the tackle on Steven Jackson. That's the former offensive guru of the Rams.
Got to be wild for him, doesn't it? He's downplayed it all week, Sammy, big time. Talked to him yesterday, Coach. How's it feel? Yeah, well, you know, the smell of the dome. It's got its own ambiance. And all. No big deal, though. I haven't really thought about it too much all week. Yeah, sure, Coach.
All right, babe. I got you. I got you.
Out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers again. Handoff inside. Jackson led by Goldberg. It's inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Steven Jackson ran for over 100 yards the first 2 games of the season. Last week, he was closed down by Arizona as they concentrated on stopping him.
Well, they stacked the box with 8 guys, pulling that extra defender up in the box. And Scott Linehan, the head coach there, found another way to get him involved, the passing game. And that's where Steven Jackson made his mark last week, along with Torrey Holt and some of the other guys. You know, talking about Steven Jackson, I think, Sam, he's number 2 in the NFL in yards from scrimmage, total yards. So he's clearly been a big weapon here early on.
5th in the league in rushing, 2nd in the NFC. Jackson in at defensive tackle for the Lions. Again, 3 wide receivers with Curtis in. Bulger throws it up for grabs. It's incomplete.
They didn't know the snap count. I think Bulger and Richie Incognito, the center, they knew what was going on. The rest of the offense didn't move.
Scott Linehan wants to know what happened.
And that's brutal now when you get down into the money zone or close to the money zone and an opportunity to put points on the board. Big 3rd down, and you don't get it right just from the snap count.
Rams have only scored 2 touchdowns all season long. Jeff Wilkins has been the big man. He's kicked 11 field goals. 11 for 13. Scott Linehan was telling us he feels his team is inches away from breaking out offensively. This is a 42-yard try. Dane Looker the holder, and Wilkins is right through. 12 for 14 this season. Rams take the opening kickoff and put 3 on the board. And in the Dome, the home of the Rams, the home team leads 3-0.
Sam, here's the head coach, Rod Marinelli, right here, talking to his defensive line. And listen, that's where he grew up in football. You go all the way back to his college days and the National Football League with Tampa. He is a D-line coach through and through. So right after the first drive, right up to those guys, getting in their ears a little bit. And really, that's the emphasis. Those guys have to play good up front, Sam. The back 7 are going to get it done on defense.
There's a wrestling match going on defense for the Lions because their coordinator, Donnie Henderson, wants to blitz more, and the head coach wants to be solid and rush with 4. Eddie Drummond on the return from the goal line. Picks up a block, and then is tripped up and taken down across the 20-yard line. J.R. Reed with a tackle. Late flag comes in, and we'll check it out. Reed, the kick returner.
Holding offense during the return. Number 99. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Detroit.
Anthony Cannon called for a hold on the return.
And what did they tell us yesterday, Rod Marinelli, about his team special teams wise? We need to be better in every area.
Field position.
It's hurt him in these first 3 games. Chuck Prefer has always been a good special teams coach, but so far they have not been able to get these guys to execute in the transition games.
Last week, the Lions started drives 6 times at the 20 or inside the 20. Here they start from the 12 with John Kitna at quarterback. And they come out with 3 wide receivers. Mike Furry, the former Ram, is in motion. The running back is Kevin Jones. Nice hold. Jones with a lowering the shoulder and a good hit on a Togway gets across the 20-yard line. In the Mike Martz system, the tailback is the key.
He's absolutely key. Torrey Holt told us that on Friday talking to him. Marshall Faulk was the guy that made it go for these Rams. And listen, I think Kevin Jones is an underrated guy. And he's always been a good runner. He's had a couple of injury issues, but you're going to see him. I'll bet you see him in this game with 4 or 5 grabs. He'll be a much bigger player in the pass game.
Jones and Schlesinger, the fullback, in the backfield. And the ball is dropped. Mishandled on the handoff, and the Rams say they've got it, and they do. At the Lions' 17-yard line, Leroy Glover recovers the fumble.
Looked like John Kitna just handed it off to the wrong guy. He's got Corey Schlesinger right here leading up in the hole. Looks like John tries to stick it in his belly. Never pulled it out. Schlesinger wasn't getting it. He was going on the lead block.
He wasn't anticipating it.
Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal.
Turnover for the Lions. For the Rams, their 11th takeaway. 2 tight ends, Kaufenstein and Walker. The handoff to Jackson. He bounces it out. And no gain on the play. Good play by Daniel Bullocks, the rookie safety, coming up to make the stop.
How much do you think that's in the craw of Mike Martz that you prepare all week long? He's got the return here to the Edward Jones Dome, his old team, Rod Marinelli, his club coming in, and your second play from scrimmage offensively, and you have a catastrophic error with your backs against the wall in the money zone like that. Hard to win in this league when you start out like that. See if this Rams team now, Sammy, can take advantage down here in the red zone where they've had problems.
Bulger quick on the slant in. Gets down to the 11-yard line. Torrey Holt caught 8 last season, has 20 on the year. That's his 21st, and he has now caught passes in 109 consecutive games.
Sammy, talking to Scotty Linehan, the head coach there on Friday, what's the problem in the red zone? I asked him. He said, well, I think the biggest thing is we'd like to run the ball better. And, you know, you run the ball better, you get that extra safety up into the box, you open those windows in the coverage on the back end, and we saw the first run to Steven Jackson for no gain. So now they're up against it.
On 3rd and 4, they come out with 4 wide receivers. Play fake. Bulger throws, completes to Curtis, and he's down to the 1-yard line. First down, Rams. The feeling on the Rams was that Holt and Bruce will be covered well. Curtis could be the X factor here.
Well, the deal is it only being 3rd and marginal, Curtis just gets in front of the sticks. I mean, the linebackers, Ernie Sims, guys are playing off of him behind the first down marks. Curtis just used his head. Wasn't thinking touchdown, was thinking first down, got in front of the first down mark, and Mark Bulger was able to find him.
2 tight ends in, both to the right side. Walker and Kaufenstein. Paul Smith, the fullback. Jackson bouncing, and is thrown back. Good job by the Lions at the 1-yard line to stand up Steven Jackson and shove him back. Paris Lennon led the way.
Yeah,
for the
watch
Lions.
Paris Lennon fill in here. Just man up and just there he is, 53, sliding in. It's exactly what a linebacker needs to do. Sift his way into the hole. That's his gap of responsibility. Pow! Right there. And then now strong enough to hold a big back at 235 and Steven Jackson and not let him get any yards there after the contact.
Ernie Sims, the rookie out of Florida State, outstanding rookie linebacker, is shaken up. He got up a little wobbly and now being checked out by the training staff.
That's been the leading tackler for them the first 3 games of the season, too. You don't want to lose him.
Good player. He'll be replaced by LeVar Woods when we come back. Well, Rod Marinelli hoping his defense can rise up here for a goal line stand.
There's Ernie Sims, linebacker. Looked like he may have got a stinger or something in his neck as he came up and tried to fill that hole on the run play.
Rams have 2 fullbacks in. Madison Hedgecock actually lines up as an H-back out to the left, goes in motion. Paul Smith in the backfield. Hand off to Jackson. And he's brought down. Shawn Rogers with the first hit. Good job by the big man. So Rod Marinelli, seeing his front, do a good job here at the goal line.
Now, if there's anything that this team has done well on defense, it's been able to play the run. Watch all these guys. Sean Cody and then the big boy Shawn Rogers, all solid at the point of attack. Cody sliding off and then Rogers just trailing down the line of scrimmage. They've been terrific in run defense here the first 3 games.
Rams have not had a running touchdown this season. Ernie Sims is back on for the Lions.
Here we go.
In motion, Torrey Holt on 3rd and goal. Bulger to Holt. Ball cuts loose. And it's recovered by the Lions. And now
run that
out of bounds. He ran it out.
Why run that out?
Anthony Cannon would have been a touchback, but maybe he thought he could run the length of the field.
A linebacker? Is he
No, he's looking to
come on.
Get on the highlights.
Sam, come on. Bulger just get a little half roll to the right. Is that ball definitely out before he crossed the plane? Now, if you're Detroit, you just got to sit on it and take the touchback. Man, that's a huge play by that defense.
Rams are hoping it'll be a touchdown. They may have to challenge. It's a touchback ruling as the Lions recover. The ruling on the field is fumble recovered by the Lions. It's been challenged by the Rams.
I think it's a touchdown. There's 2 feet down. Look where the ball is. You tell me that's the vertical plane of the goal line. Is the ball across it? Clearly it is. He's got his second step down. Now Bly's going to pull him back out of the end zone. Then the ball pops loose. I think that's going to be a touchdown, Sam.
Tim, I don't know if he had full possession of that
I think
ball.
he did. Look, his right foot is down there. Now his left foot comes down. The ball is across the plane there already. And then it comes out. If you look at it, watch right here as he catches it, his right foot is down right there. Okay, the foot is down, right? Now all he needs is to get the left foot down to have possession. Left foot down there, ball across the plane, touchdown.
Oof, very close. Dre Bly made a great play on his very close friend, Torrey Holt. They've been going against one another since college when Dre was at North Carolina and Torrey was at North Carolina State. Rams are hoping it's a touchdown.
That's a matchup we'll see all day long. Dre Bly went to Donnie Henderson, the defensive coordinator, during the week and said, I want Torrey Holt. Man up. That's what I want. He's their best receiver. I want to lock down with him. So we'll see that matchup all day long.
They're seeing the replays on the board. Fans are reacting to the one we just showed you, which Tim feels is a touchdown.
Scott Linehan's telling them, watch the big board.
And Rod Marinelli shaking his head. No, that's a fumble. So anxious moments here for both sides.
As the rule book reads, Sam, if the ball crosses the goal line and a player has created possession, it's got to be a touchdown.
All right, Larry Nemmers, headset off. He's got the decision. And we'll find out as he talks it over with the side judge. Fans continue to respond as the replay is shown to them on the video board here at the Edward Jones Dome. Here's Larry Nemmers.
After reviewing the play, the receiver never completely controlled the football. Therefore, the ruling is incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down on the 1-yard line.
So it's ruled
No timeout will be charged to St. Louis.
So the ruling is an incomplete pass, not a fumble recovery. It's now 4th and goal just inside the 2-yard line.
Right foot down, second foot down, starting a football move, ball across the line. Now it comes loose. I'll argue all day long with Larry Nemmers on that one.
As I said before, Tim, I felt there was a question of possession, and that's the ruling on of the officials. So no possession. It's an incomplete pass. And it is 4th down, but a great defensive stand by the Lions.
What a play by Dre Bly now.
And the two runs that they stopped as well.
That's right. Good job. They call it sudden change when all of a sudden you're back in the game after a quick turnover, backs against the wall for Detroit, and they responded.
Field goal try of 19 yards. Dane Looker is the holder. And they rely on the strong leg of Jeff Wilkins as he continues to put points on the board. Rams have a 6-0 lead. It could have been more, but Dre Bly made a big defensive play. Scott Linehan says the special teams have showed significant improvement.
Well, you could see it in practice with special teams coach Bob Ligashevsky as they're out there. I mean, they're not a group that does it before practice or at the end of practice. They stop right in the middle of practice while everybody's focused and warmed up and got the lather up, and that's where they get their special teams work in.
Jeff Wilkins kicks off. Eddie Drummond is deep. Lions looking for good field position. Drummond from the 1. Finds a lane and busts through. Great return by Eddie Drummond across the 40-yard line where Ty Hill, the first-round draft pick, took him down at the 41. 41-yard return by Eddie Drummond.
And they've been waiting for Eddie Drummond to get it going. Just watch him follow up the big boys in the wedge right here. A couple of good blocks. Good block by Bryson. Now, good thing there's only one guy in this whole building that's as fast as him for the Rams, and that's Ty Hill, who was able to run him down the first round draft pick.
Corey Schlesinger, the fullback, splits out. Now shifts back. Dan Campbell is a tight end. Been a good receiving tight end this season. Kevin Jones pushes his way forward up to the 43-yard line. A couple of yards on the play. John Kitten has revived his career. Signed as a free agent. Has become the #1 quarterback for the Lions and came through with a big game last week against the Green Bay Packers. 342 yards passing, 2 touchdowns.
Well, with the exception of not getting the ball in the end zone the first couple weeks of the season, he got it done last week. He's been terrific. I mean, he's been superb. And Sam, talking to him the other day, I mean, he almost hung it up when he was finishing up there in Cincinnati.
All right. 2 tight ends in. Marcus Pollard joins Dan Campbell. With time, throws and completes to Roy Williams. Williams uses his strength and size to get down to the 30-yard line. He's the key receiver for the Lions, and he had a big game last week. 27-yard pickup on this play.
And if you watch the film, I think this is an area where they'll be able to get him. Watch him just peel off and come right underneath Travis Fisher. Right into the middle of that field, behind the linebackers, in front of the corners and safeties, and he's just too big a target. And I've always been a fan. If Roy gets it cranked up in the middle of the field, watch out on the perimeter. That's when he becomes especially lethal.
Williams and Furry, the wide receivers. Kitna. Plenty of time. Good protection. Got it through to Roy Williams. He took it away from Fakir Brown at the 15-yard line and goes down to the 14.
Mike Martz told us the other day that finally Roy Williams is getting it figured out. That it's not just 1 route, not 2 routes, not 3 routes, maybe 4 routes in a row. You get it cranked up and you play at 100. We're going to keep feeding you the ball. He said, so you have to be in great shape. Watch this little backdoor fade where he's going to just stop and they're going to hit him right on that back door. And he just uses that big body to shield Fakir Brown to come down with the catch.
First down at the Rams 14. 2 tight ends in. Roy Williams, the wide receiver, in motion. Kitna. Hit as he throws. What a move by Leonard Little. He jumped over the would-be blocker and went right after Kitna was right in his face.
This is a matchup that should benefit the St. Louis Rams all day. Leonard Little, right here at 91, is one of the better pass rushing defensive ends in all of pro football. And you got a scheme where you got a running back trying to block him. I don't get it. Kevin Jones came and just whiffed right under him, and you see the athleticism there of Leonard Little getting on the quarterback.
Rams bring in Ty Hill as a 5th defensive back. Three wide receivers. Oz Hakim, the former Ram, is in, and flags fly. A lot of shifting, a lot of movement. That's key or a key element of Mike Martz's offense.
Has always had a lot of window dressing in its offensive
defense,
scheme.
number 73. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And on top of that, here in this dome, he thinks it's going to benefit his offense today because of all the checks that the defense has to do under the noise. He really figures with all the movement, all the window dressing, that he'll catch that defense slipping in coverage and break him for a big one.
Jimmy Kennedy, the defensive tackle out of Penn State, was offside. 2nd and 5 at the 9-yard line. Dan Campbell now lines up in the backfield. Mike Furry goes in motion. And the handoff inside to Jackson, and he's brought down. Great tackle by Corey Chavis.
Oh.
Chavis was one of the first guys that Scott Linehan went after on defense. They wanted to replace Adam Archuleta. They brought in Chavis.
Well, and he is very, very good in the combat zone. Read and draw here the whole way. Now fill up inside. Corey Chavis is one of those guys as a safety. Almost like one of those praying mantises. You know, he gets his hands on you. You're not going anywhere. Corey Chavis is a very sure tackler.
3rd and 5 for the Lions at the Rams 9. 3 wide receivers in. Kevin Jones in the backfield. Kitna pressured, hit, brought down. Leonard Little on the sack. 13th sack on John Kitna this season. And a big one on 3rd down. The protection wasn't there for Mike Martz.
He had good coverage down the field, and that was the matchup I was talking about. Leonard Little on Jonathan Scott. That'll be an issue for Detroit all day. But look, 4 to cover 3. Guys bracketed. Backside, Ty Hill on Roy Williams. Nobody open. Kitna has to take the sack.
3rd sack of the season for Leonard Little. Jason Hansen for a 29-yard field goal try. Nick Harris is the holder. Don Mulback, the long snapper. And the Lions are on the board with 3 field goals. The story of the game. Offense moved well, got deep into Rams territory, settled for 3. Who will win the American League Central? Detroit was leading Kansas City. Kansas City's beaten them twice this weekend. Now Minnesota leading Chicago 5-1. If the Twins hold on and win and the Lions and the Tigers lose, Twins win the division. Lions, rather the Tigers, get the wild card. And the wild card team will face the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. It'll be right here on Fox.
How are those Yankees this year, Sam? I know.
Oh, very
You're a
good.
big fan. It's a softball he served up for you.
J.R. Reed from the 1 drops it, picks it up. Lions are there. He stumbled at the 13 and was covered on the play by Keith Smith. Rams start deep in their own territory. Cardinals are up. Rams hope to be right up there with them. When Mike Martz was running the Rams offense, he had the horses, and it left NFL defenses begging for mercy. Man, were there star players everywhere. And they put up 500 points in 3 consecutive seasons. That's an NFL record.
And all on that turf. No doubt the greatest show on turf. They were fun to watch. They had a defense, too, that would knock it loose and give it back to that offense a lot.
3 wide receivers for the Rams as they start from their 13. Boffenstein, the tight end, shifted. Bulger with time. Outside, it's dropped by Steven Jackson.
You know, you mentioned Martz's offense and all the success that they had here for the years that he was the offensive coordinator and the head coach. Last week against Arizona, these Rams bought a little bit of that old terminology, that old verbiage. Scott Linehan said, no, heck with it. If you guys want to run it and it's going to give you a better comfort level, let's do it. So they changed a little of the terminology in the huddle, and it was the first game here early in the season where the offense did not look out of sync without rhythm. They lit it up against Arizona in the pass game last week.
Jackson and Smith in the backfield, both wide receivers out to the right side. It's Jackson. Nice block, cut off the block of Paul Smith. Big gainer for Steven Jackson up to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 27 on the play for Steven Jackson, off to a good start.
Well, this is a great call by Scott Linehan. Caught this defense slanting down inside, and the play worked out perfectly. Watch the right end and right tackle crash, and then there's the gaping hole right there for Steven Jackson.
And the former Lion, Paul Smith, with a solid block.
It's good blocks all the way across the board, and caught him in a scheme that was perfect for that play.
12th run this season of 10 yards or more by Steven Jackson. Sean McDonald in as the 3rd wide receiver. Bulger going deep, and it's overthrown, intended for Torrey Holt.
There was a chance for a knockout shot right there, little bro on big bro.
Terrence Holt, the younger brother, was out there helping on the coverage against brother Torrey, and they have such great admiration and love. They've got 25 to 30 family members here. There's the dad, Odell. The mom, unfortunately, passed away in 1996.
I'll tell you what, talking to both of those guys, you can tell parents were great. I mean, you won't find 2 better guys than Torrey and Terrence Holt. You really won't.
Battle of the brothers on the t-shirts. Terrence has never had to hit Torrey in a game. Did hit him in practice back at North Carolina State. Here's Steven Jackson. Grabbed by John McGraw and brought down at the 43. Time for an NFL update. For that, let's go to Los Angeles and Chris Rose.
Sam, somewhat of a family reunion as Mark Brunell faces his former team, Jacksonville, for the first time ever. And watch what Santana Moss does on this one. Goes all the way across the field, and look at the move he puts on Deion Grant. It's the old spin move. I can do that if I hit the red button on my Xbox. Redskins up 7-3 against Jacksonville. Back to Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Chris. Mark Brunell had an elbow problem, missed practice till Friday, but he seemed just fine there.
Yep, lacerated, had a deep cut on it from the game last week at Houston.
Tyoka Jackson in the tackle for the Lions. Bulger throws and incomplete. Intended for Isaac Bruce. A little miscommunication there. And the Rams will be forced to punt. You can see Scott Linehan upset. The offense just not clicking.
And that's, I think, back to the first 2 weeks of the season. The running game has been no problem. And Scott Linehan will tell you there was a great emphasis on the running game in training camp, and that's why they felt they started the season hot in that area. Certainly felt from last week, Sam, that passing game was starting to catch up.
Matt Turk, who didn't play last year, he was on IR and then had a settlement with Miami. Brought in by Scott Linehan. Good high punt. Eddie Drummond, fair catch at around the 13-yard line. Nice punt by Matt Turk. 45-yard punt, no return. Scott Linehan, 5th year in the NFL, 3 years as offensive coordinator in Minnesota. Last year, offensive coordinator in Miami. College, University of Washington, Louisville. As a coach, said he was very much influenced by Dennis Erickson.
Coached him at Idaho with that offensive wide open attack, and also had a lot of good things to say about Mike Tice, who gave him his first opportunity with no pro experience to coordinate those Vikings, where he put up great numbers.
And admired the organization of Nick Saban. Lions start from the 13. Kevin Jones tries to cut it back. Rams are there. Jimmy Kennedy and Leonard Little combined for the tackle. Good work by the Rams defense, which has played well under their new coordinator, Jim Haslett.
Yeah, they have, and it's all been attack. But watch the defensive line. Every guy here playing this thing at the point of attack the way you want to play run defense as defensive linemen. Getting these guys pushed back behind their line of scrimmage. Now you get that pressure, you get the guy to cut back. Now your speed can catch up in pursuit.
2nd and 12 at the 11-yard line. Off the play fake, Kitna throws short to Kevin Jones. Hit by Pisatino Isamoa and Brandon Chiller at the 18. There's a flag down.
Illegal contact, defense number 54. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
All right, you heard it. There is Jim Haslett, the former head coach of the New Orleans Saints, and now the defensive coordinator of the Rams.
See Brandon Chiller right here. Looks like
Grab the helmet.
Yeah, he grabbed the helmet there, but I think the flag had already come in for an illegal contact on the receiver while the quarterback was still in the pocket unloading the football.
Ball's at the 16, first down for the Lions with 2 tight ends, Marcus Pollard and Dan Campbell. Kitna throws for Williams. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Oshimago Atagwe, the safety. 7th interception of the season for the Rams defense. Their 2nd takeaway of the game.
That's a bad throw by John Kitna because he's late on it. He saw a blitz coming. Corey Chavis came from that side. Chavis is going to fly up in here. You see 25. That ball needs to be gone. Kitna threw it late. Roy Williams rounded his break. Did not snap down inside there the way Mike Martz asked him to do. Allowed Atagwe to get a jump on that football and come up with a big interception.
2nd interception thrown by John Kitna. And Oshimago Atagwe's 2nd interception. 3 wide receivers for the Rams who start at the Lions 30. Bulger throwing and completing it to Isaac Bruce. At the 17-yard line, it's a first down. And Isaac Bruce is now 10th all-time in NFL history in reception.